From industry news to mobile technology, leaks, and rumors, we cover tomorrow's tech news today. eSIM Tech News.
All right, welcome back. eSIM Studios Podcast live stream episode number 228. This is now eSIM Tech News. How about that? Now, I want to make sure my audio is not messed up. I'm just now getting this live stream set up. Gonna have a new format. Got a new computer, got new devices, got new hookups, so I want to make sure the audio sounds good. If you want to give me 1 second, let's see here. You want to let me know if it sounds good? Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me good? Testing 1 2 3. All right, if at any point the audio gets choppy, gets messed up, let me know and I will make some adjustments. I think I know what was causing the issue last week. So we will continue with the news. I want to thank everybody. So I'm starting a new format, the eSIM Tech News. I'm still gonna upload this as in the audio form as a podcast. It basically be eSIM Studios Tech News. So I'll put links in the description box below for the podcast links. You can listen to us on the go anywhere, running errands, doing chores around the house, and you want to listen to us, you certainly can do that. And I'm also going to upload clips of each news story. Got some really good stories today. If you miss any part of this stream, you can always catch the replay, or you can simply watch some of the clips that I upload, individual clips of each news story. So gonna have a news theme to this, and look forward to it. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Gonna have some music playing in the background just because it's my show and I can do what I want. But if it becomes a distraction or does not sound good on the playback, I can always adjust everything. So how's everybody? Did everybody have a good weekend? I uploaded videos. So what was it? Saturday night, we went to a Halloween themed walkthrough. Halloween themed. So the Botanical Gardens had a Halloween theme, right? So I thought, now we go to their Christmas light show every year. If you go back on my channel, I always take the latest Pixel. It always comes, or it used to come out, that when the Pixel, before Google bumped up the launch to August, when they released them in late October, mid-October, the light show would always be in December. Christmas thing at the Botanical Garden. So I used to always take the latest Pixel with me. It's a good time to take night shots, pictures, videos, just to see how well these sensors perform in low light. Now, this year, first time we've gone to the Halloween themed Botanical Gardens, and I thought, what a fabulous way to test these sensors. So I took the Pixel 9 Pro XL, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and the Nothing Phone 2A. So when we go to the Christmas themed one, I'm going to take the Samsung, but I wanted to bring the 2A specifically because it is, right now, it's the very best budget phone you can buy. And I want people that are interested, right? So not everybody's going to have the money to buy a flagship phone, right? Some people, or you want to get their child or their parents or somebody a budget phone. There's somebody in the family that can always use a budget phone, or it could be your second phone, right? Your work phone. But I thought, you know what? It'd be a great way not only to test the phone 2A in low lighting, but It'll also give you a good sense what money will buy, right? Basically, because the Phone 2a, best budget phone money can buy for $350. And then you have the Pixel 9 Pro XL and the iPhone 16 Pro Max at roughly $1,000. So it gives you a good view as far as the difference. And you can tell it's noticeable. Look, the 2A did okay. And surprisingly enough, it does have night sight for still photos, and the Phone 2a has night sight video. Obviously, it does not perform as well as the Pixel does, but it's still there, right? It's still there. So I thought, what a fabulous way to kind of compare and contrast not only the two of the best flagship phones money can buy, but also the very best budget phone money can buy. So I encourage you. I uploaded the Phone 2a and the Pixel 9 Pro XL videos, compilation videos yesterday, and I uploaded the iPhone 16 Pro Max video this morning. So if you have not seen the iPhone one or potentially the previous two that I mentioned, please go back, check those videos out. Let me know what you think. Is there a big difference between the budget and the flagship? Is there a big difference between the iPhone and the Pixel? So here's my synopsis. Here's my, after reviewing the videos, after pictures and all that stuff, I think there's some shots where the iPhone looks better. I'm talking about after your results, right? When you go back and look at the pictures and the videos, there's some pictures where the iPhone looks better. I'm going to be honest. And there's some pictures where the Pixel looks better. I mean, some do and some don't. It's kind of hit or miss. Not necessarily hit or miss, because most of them look really good, but there's a couple things, like when I say the iPhone looks better in some cases, there's a few things that I'm looking at that put it above the Pixel. Now, I think the Pixel got the majority of the shots right, meaning I think the majority of the Pixel shots, and it might not be by a lot, right? It might not be a landslide victory. There may just be 5 or 6 pictures, just a handful of pictures and or night videos where the Pixel comes out on top over the iPhone, but iPhone definitely is pretty impressive. Now, again, I'm not an iPhone user. It's the first iPhone I've had in years. Now, there's one thing that bugs me about this iPhone. One thing that bugs me. What's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you joining us. There's one thing that bugs me is this iPhone 16 Pro Max still has, well, I say still because I noticed this was an issue with the previous 2 generations, lens flare. So when you're taking video, especially at nighttime, and you have a light source, you still get a lens flare. So when you're moving the phone and the light source is here and you're moving the phone, you can see like a reflection into the lens. Bugs the hell out of me. I'm not familiar with that. And I was like, damn. And on Saturday night, I kept on seeing it. And you can see some of the lens flare in some of the videos. I tried not to show it. Put some clips in there where it wouldn't be that noticeable. Now you can still see it, right? But I don't remember the Pixel doing that. And then I was like, damn, do all phones do that? And I just didn't notice it until now. So I went back to the Nothing Phone 2a. Not there. I went to the Pixel. I found one video, and I had to go back, not just from Saturday night. I had to go back like a month ago to find a night video that I made that had just a glance of a lens flare, where the iPhone 16 Pro Max shows a ton of lens flare. Now it's only at night, or I did notice it also when I took a video outside, walking to my mailbox, but there was a bright sun outside, no clouds. I got lens flare from the sun as well. So I don't know if that's a major issue with other people's. I don't know if I'm crazy and I may have the only iPhone that does that. But the lens flare is very annoying. I would like to see them get a hold of that. Apple, I'm talking about in the future. But there were some videos pretty damn good. So I did not mess around. So those pictures are 100% shot and uploaded. No editing, nothing. So the night sight video for Google is extraordinary. Like, I really think that's a feature that's slept on. Nobody talks about these things on YouTube, and I don't know why, but night sight video is insane. Like on the Pixel, I cannot talk enough about this night sight feature and video boost mode. So all those pictures you see from the Pixel 9 Pro XL was either a night sight or a video boost, one or the other. Maybe I should have labeled them which is which, but you get the point, right? So I mentioned in there that if you do have a decent amount of light source, I'm talking about at night, go with video boost. Now, if you just have, and if you don't have that much light, but you do have a light source, use a night sight. So if you have not seen those videos, maybe I'll link them below, or you can just go to our eSIM Studios homepage, scroll down in videos, and you'll see I made dedicated videos, one for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, one for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and one for the Nothing Phone 2A. Glad to get that out of the way. So now, one last comment on the iPhone and/or this weekend's events before we move on to the news. The dedicated camera button on the side of the iPhone drives me insane. It drives me crazy. Whenever I'm picking up the phone, and I guess it's because, and I was thinking, why the hell do I always pick it up there and touch the button? I think it's because that's just how I generally pick up phones. Because I started second guessing myself. Like, do I always pick up phones like that? Yes, I always do. So if your phone's laying flat on a table, I pick it up like this, right? Well, guess what? The camera capture button's right there where my thumb is. Every time I pick up the iPhone, I'm activating the camera button. I'm activating the camera app. It drives me insane. There's no good place to pick this up, or I shouldn't say that. You can do it right in the middle. You see where my thumb is? You can do it right in the middle right there, but you got to be looking at the phone. That's like when I pick up my Pixel, I just grab it. When I pick up my Nothing phone, I just grab it. When I pick up my Samsung, I just grab it. With this iPhone, it seems like every other time I'm picking it up, I'm activating the camera button. Now, maybe I might be able to disable it, because let me tell you, over on Saturday night when we were taking all these photos, I did not use the capture button, the dedicated camera button one time. Everything was in-app, point, shoot. I wanted to make it a point of pointing and shooting. Like, I didn't want to get like the absolute. Now, for those still photo shots, for the night shots, you do have to stay still, right? It gets you a little countdown timer, so you do have to stay still. But it wasn't like, oh, let me move here for this lighting, and let me move here for this lighting. Oh, and let me change here in the settings. No, it was, I had made sure on the Pixel I was in video boost or night mode. And by default, video boost to night mode is 4K 60 frames per second on the Pixel. And on the iPhone, I made sure I was equal value, meaning shooting in 4K 30 to 60 frames per second. I wanted to make it fair, but I didn't want to go in there and modify before every single shot. Like, there's people walking, right? So I had everybody has their phone out. I was like the only person with like 3 phones, right? So I'm like, I'd stop in the middle, and after a while I picked up, I was like, well, maybe I'm being a dick because people behind me are like walking into me. So I would step off to the side, I'd take this phone out, take a shot, I'd take this phone out, take a shot. My dad, who went with us, and my daughter were like rolling their eyes. They're like, come on, hurry up. But they were cool with it. They would just give me a hard time because I was like, I'm going to make a video out of this. So it's very cool. You can actually go there during the day. So it is a badass place to take pictures. And I've only been there at night. I've never been there during the day. Like, they have these huge, what do you call them? Terrariums, where it's like an enclosed, the humidity is real hot. I'm going to go there during the day and take all my phones when it's not busy and just picture. So I'll probably do that here in the next month or two. Well, after the holidays. It's really busy right now. But anyways, we had fun, and it was a good excuse to make a couple of videos at it. So please go check those videos out if you have not seen them. Very interesting. Let me know which one you think is the best. Now, obviously, the Phone 2a is not going to be the best. But it did pretty well. Go watch that one, and you can see where the sensors really struggle. It's in movement, and it's at night. So the 2a, bless his little heart, he was hanging in there as best as he could. Little Johnny was hanging in there as best as he could. But he did okay. The 2a did okay, right? I mean, but you can tell movements at night. The video is choppy. The electronic image stabilization is there, but it's just not as good as a flagship phone. So you can really see the difference between a top-notch quality flagship phone and a budget phone. But it probably did better, or will do better than most or all budget phones. Honestly, I don't know of any other budget phone that could hang in there that well. Let's see. Daniel says the only other phone company that does shutter buttons right now is Sony. Interesting. We also did Oppo. Oppo's coming in I think, what is it? The new Find X8 is coming with a dedicated photo button, capture button. We did a story on that last week. I hope that's not becoming a trend. I do not want to see that. It's more annoying than anything. Us Android users, I've gotten so accustomed to just double pressing the power button, and there you go. I don't have to have a dedicated button to push to activate the camera. I already got that set up. So I don't use the thing. Maybe you can disable it. I don't know. I literally, before I went live, I updated it to iOS 18.1. Now, we're going to get to that here in a second. It says your iPhone has been updated to iOS 18.1 8 minutes ago. So I'm going to dig in. Can't really, it's blurry. Can't really see that, but I'm going to dig into that. Try some of these AI features out and get rolling, and make a video of it of that, obviously. But I don't know why that lens flare is so prominent in the iPhone. I remember seeing Tech Odyssey's YouTube channel. He had a thing on I think it was iPhone 15 Pro. I think it's when he went to Venice and Italy or something like that overseas, where he took a bunch of night shots, and he was saying the lens flare was bad on his. But again, I don't watch much iPhone content. I just don't ever think about them. Other than this one, iPhone's been a distant memory or thought in my brain. I just don't think about iPhone. So maybe it's been there, maybe it's not, but that's one big thing I noticed. And go look at the videos and tell me if you can find it. I tried not to put a bunch of flares in there because I don't want to make it look too shitty, but they're there in some of the clips. Daniel says Sony's works just like a regular camera. They've been doing it, yes, probably for years with a 2-stage focus shutter. Yeah, I get Sony, right? Like, if I give one Android manufacturer a pass, it'll be Sony, right? Because they make a lot of the sensors. Sony and Samsung, you'll see like the JN1, JN2 for Samsung, and then you have the Sony IMX sensors. So if I give a pass to anybody, it's going to be Sony for sure, because they produce some really, really good sensors for these devices. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if there's been any camera improvements. Actually, I have a list of improvements here for Apple Intelligence. Let me clear my throat. Oh, speaking of, well, I'm sure y'all are sick of hearing my allergies here, but it was bad yesterday. That's why I didn't live stream yesterday. I was going to live stream yesterday. My voice was jacked up. My nose was completely clogged up. It's fun going to an event like that, but there's so much dust in the air. If you're not familiar with South Texas, tree pollen, mold is real bad here, ragweed, oh God, all sorts of stuff. So I was suffering Sunday, and there's no way I could have gone live yesterday. I was trying, but it just wasn't going to work. So I'm definitely better today, but I still have some voice issues. So give me 1 second and we'll jump into the news. My damn light just went out. I guess y'all didn't see that. My overhead light went off. Hang on. I always got backup. Okay, man, I really like this. Snapdragon PC, this HP OmniBook X. It's really coming through, man. I really like this thing. It's so snappy. It's like a phone. It's like using a phone. It is unbelievably fast. Never used a computer this fast. Even with like how I like those mini PCs. Even with like an AMD, I don't know, whatever, 7 or 7 series or 9 series. That's obviously, well, I don't know if it's more powerful than this Snapdragon X machine, but as far as benchmarks, but it's just fast, man. Like, it's like using a phone. Everything is so snappy. Everything pops up. Everything, I mean, it's amazing. I can tell a noticeable difference. So really been liking this thing. So, and I just need one more USB-C video port, but I ordered something on Amazon that's going to help me out with that. Anyways, let's get into the news. No more time to waste. Let's go.
From industry news to mobile technology, leaks, and rumors, we cover tomorrow's tech news today. eSIM Tech News.
Yeah, like that? Told you I was going to be like 5 o'clock news. Okay. Apple Intelligence is here. iOS 18.1 was launched this morning. Just updated my iPhone literally minutes ago. Now, it includes a bunch of highly anticipated AI features, writing tools, a new look for Siri, notification summaries, and a whole lot more. So, after a lot of marketing hype, developer testing, Apple Intelligence is finally here. Finally. Now, with the public release of iOS 18.1 rolling out today, Apple Intelligence is available on all iPhone 16 models and the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, the all-new iPad mini 7 series, or 7th generation. Now, also rolling out to older Macs and iPads powered by the M1 chip or newer. So if you have a Mac or iPad that is running on the M1, M2, M3, or possibly M4 chip, you're going to get Apple AI. So starting today, iOS 18.1 includes the first wave of Apple Intelligence functionality. More features are coming, however, in iOS 18.2. So they give you a little teaser rolling into 18.1, and then 18.2 should get the full force, the full brunt of their AI capabilities. Now, iOS 18.2 is going to roll out in 2025. So you're going to be on 18.1 for the rest of the year, roughly 2 more months. And then here in the first month or two of 2025, you should see 18.2. The headline features available now include writing tools, notification summaries, a new visual update for Siri, photo enhancements, and more. Here is everything in detail. So let's talk about how you enable Apple Intelligence, right? So with iOS 18.1, macOS 15.1, and iPadOS 18.1, Apple Intelligence launches exclusively in the United States. To Apple Intelligence features, you need to have your device language set to English, quote unquote, and in the United States. Now, support for more languages will be added in the future with future software updates. After downloading the operating system update, you must also opt in to Apple Intelligence to get all the new features. On your iPhone, go to Settings, then go to Apple Intelligence and Siri, and enable the toggle for Apple Intelligence. Unfortunately, you don't necessarily get access to all the shiny new features immediately that Apple showed us at the launch, but you must first join Apple Intelligence waiting list. Yes, it sucks, but it is what it is. It may take a few hours or up to a few days to get accepted into the beta, but once you're in, you'll receive a notification informing you your device is ready to use Apple Intelligence. AI models will be downloaded to your device using about 4 gigabytes of your storage. So let's get into what is new with Apple Intelligence. Let's get into the writing tools. Right? I'm going to use those a lot, I'm sure. That's what I'm going to use most of. So let's get into that. So in almost every app where you can select text or adding text, you can use writing tools, right? Writing tools include a variety of AI-powered transformations to apply to paragraphs of text. Some text and press writing tools select some text and press writing tools to open the panel. You can then choose from several options of proofread or rewrite your text, perhaps to make it sound more professional, right? Or to make it more concise. You can also make a summary, create a list of key points, even make a table of data described in the text. Now, let's move on to notification summaries. This should help me with my lack of iOS usage. When you receive several notifications from an app, they usually appear in a group on the lock screen, right? Normally, you'd have to tap on that group to expand and catch up on that content. Now with Apple AI, you can instead read an automatically generated summary of all the notifications in that specific stack. And you can do that to each stack as well. Notification summaries help you catch up on busy group chats, right? Noisy news alerts, and more. You can turn notification summarization on or off for every single application independently. To customize, go to Settings, then go to Notifications, and then select Summarize Previews. Now, one feature that's getting enhanced with AI that I doubt I'll ever use, and I might do it just to make, show it in a video. Other than that, not using it, is Siri. So Siri is getting AI enhancements, right? iOS 18.1 includes several enhancements to Siri. However, the voice assistant functionality works the same. Bigger updates to Siri's capabilities are coming later in iOS 18 releases, such as 18.2, 18.3, so on. You get the idea. iOS 18.1 includes fancy new edge lit design for Siri. And you can double tap on the home indicator to type to Siri instead of voice. The synthesized voice also sounds more natural, right? Google has perfected the AI voice. And Apple seemingly looks like they're catching up, at least as far as that's concerned. Now, it is more resilient when you stumble over your words, so it can basically understand what you're trying to say, even if you say like I do sometimes. It'll still figure out what you're trying to say and give you the correct response. The synthesized voice also sounds you can pick between, I believe, 6 different voices, right? You can also ask for Apple product help, and it will surface snippets from Apple's vast knowledge of its base and of documentation. New photo features. Yes, I'm sure I'll use these. The photo apps in iOS 18.1 has 3 big improvements as a result of Apple Intelligence. Firstly, search is enhanced with the ability to understand more kinds of natural language queries, so you can find old photos by just describing their content, right? You could say photos of me with a hat on, or photos or videos with me with a watch on, or a red shirt, or with my daughter, right? Something like that. That's where AI comes in handy for me. Secondly, cleanup. Cleanup is a new photos editing feature that helps you quickly remove objects and people. Google's had this forever. From the background or a scene. You just drag your finger over a part of a photo and it will be removed using AI image painting. Finally, you can create an emotional memory movie using a text prompt, which will intelligently collate photos from your library into a vignette. Now let's move on to reduced interruptions, which is aka focus mode, or like I like to call it, do not disturb mode, because I put all my devices on do not disturb, because if I didn't, I'd be ringing nonstop. So reduced interruptions and focus mode. A new focus mode attempts to automatically sort through your incoming notifications and suppress everything that's not important right now. The AI-powered reduce interruptions focus mode will analyze the content of incoming notifications and filter out anything that's not deemed of immediate importance. You, the user, can set and manipulate how important you want each incoming notification to be, and then it'll set that for the future, and you can modify it down the line as well. The smart notification silencing can also be applied to other focus modes by enabling the new intelligent breakthrough in silencing quote-unquote option. Now, we also have a smart reply and summaries in the Mail and Messages app. Similar to notification summaries, Messages and Mail will summarize incoming messages in your inbox inside the app itself, right? Helping you get a clear, precise overview of what that message entails. This is especially useful for the Mail app, where a first couple of lines of email aren't usually helpful, right? About describing the content of that said piece of mail. With one tap, you can also summarize a whole thread of emails in a conversation in one go. And when composing a reply, new AI smart replies help you save time with generated responses. Now, those are all of the features I believe that are in iOS 18.1 right now, but there's, as I mentioned, more AI features coming soon. Tentatively scheduled for a late December, early 2025 release. iOS 18.2 includes even more useful features for Apple Intelligence devices, including Image Playground. I know everybody's going to like that one. Genmoji, that one's been highly sought after. And Chat GPT integration. as well as visual intelligence for iPhone 16. Visual intelligence. So, have any of y'all downloaded Apple AI on your iPhone or iOS device? Have y'all used it? Do you like it? I started this live stream by saying I literally updated this phone right before I hit live. So when we get done here, I'm going to dive into here, see what I like, see what I don't like, maybe make a video or two in regards to these features that we just discussed. So should have that uploaded by tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Brian, appreciate you joining us. My phone is not updating. Is there a download problem? There might be. Now, I literally, how long have I been on? I've been on for 39 minutes live. I updated mine, so probably just before this, so probably 45 minutes ago. 45 minutes ago, I had no issues. I selected download, and away we went. Now, remember, if the update was 18.1, should be very easy. Should just update it like every other time you've updated iOS. Now, to get the Apple AI features, you do have to activate them, right? So, how to enable Apple Intelligence. So what you're going to do with iOS, once you're on iOS 18.1, and I'll get into a tip you can try here in a second. You're going to access Apple Intelligence feature, you need to have your device language English, and you have it in the United States. So if you're in the US, you might not get these features. So make sure you have English United States selected. After downloading the system update, you must also opt into Apple Intelligence to get access to the new features. So you got to go on your iPhone, go to settings, then go to Apple Intelligence, and then go to Siri and enable toggle for Apple Intelligence. Now, what you can do is, if you have a computer, you can do over-the-air update, or you can install the update via iTunes. Now, I doubt many people do that now, and maybe I should see if that's still operational before I actually tell you to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's still possible. Now, maybe I'm incorrect. Again, take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a heavy iOS user, iPhone user, but you know how you can restore your phone from a computer, from iTunes, or from, the iCloud. Plug it in your computer, go to iCloud, go to iTunes, see what it tells you, right? If there's an update, it'll let you know, right? They want you to be on the latest operating system. So try that. Also, try disconnecting from a network. So I'm going to tell you the little tricks and hints that I do for my Android phones. Step number 1, reboot your phone. That's the easiest thing. Now, when I say reboot, I don't mean turn the screen off, turn it back on. I mean physically power it off, wait a few seconds, power it back on, and then check for an update. Or you can disconnect from the network and then reconnect. So if you're connected to Wi-Fi, disconnect Wi-Fi, reconnect to Wi-Fi, check. Or if that doesn't work, disconnect Wi-Fi, disconnect from your data from your carrier, and then reconnect data, and then reconnect Wi-Fi, and then check. Because what you want to do is you want to cut the connection to the server, and you want it to reconnect to the server and basically refresh and recheck. Because if you're just steadily stuck to the server and you're just hitting check for update, and nothing's happening, well, it's probably just stuck in layman's terms, stuck in the off position, even though it's connected. So what you want to do is disconnect from the server, right? From the update server, and then reconnect. A lot of the times, that's done the trick for me now. That's been on Android devices, so it may be different for Apple, but Daniel says, use Apple Device Manager on Windows in the Windows Store. It's their interface, since iTunes is pretty much a thing in the goes to show you how long it's been since I've used iPhone, right? I'm still talking about iTunes, and that's been about 10 years ago. So there you have it. Go download, if you have a Windows device, download Apple Device Manager from the Windows Store, install it, run all the permissions, and then plug your phone in. Another thing is sometimes with these programs, you actually have to restart your computer too. I know that's been it when I used to flash a lot of phones, Android phones, operating systems back in the day. I would download Odin, which is a Samsung flash tool. And a lot of the times I'd plug in a Samsung and it wouldn't work. And I found out the hard way. Well, once I download the program, you install a new program, literally have to reboot the computer or laptop. Once you get rebooted, you're up and running, then everything seems to work fine. So just keep those hints in mind. But yeah, I would definitely try Apple Device Manager if you have a Windows laptop. If you have a MacBook, it should, I'm sure there's a program to connect to all of your devices from that. But try a couple of those out. We're still going to be on for another 15 or 20 minutes, so give those a try, and if no luck, let us know and see if we can figure something out. But yeah, that might, Brian's right, that might be a factor too. If you have like an iPhone 6s, you're not going to get the update, right? That's been outdated. That's true. We tend to forget, or at least I do. Some people keep phones for longer, and sometimes these manufacturers simply don't push the update because your phone's too old. Is that fair? Probably not, but it is the way it is. So that's the other thing. If you have a newer iPhone, yeah, you should get the update. But if you have a 6S or remember the 5C, little blue one? If you have stuff like that, you're not going to get the update. I think they go back to 16, 15, 14. I think it's iPhone X, right? That's the latest they update. Or is it XS now? 11. I don't know. Maybe y'all can answer that. Help them out in the chat. But very good tip. Apple Device Manager. I'm going to have to download that on my computer. Now, enough with the Apple talk. Let's get into some Google talk. Big, and also coincidental news for Pixel and Google. So, let me see here. Very, very big news. So when I was walking around, taking those pictures and videos for my night sight in video boost mode for the night only shots, when I was walking around taking those photos, I jokingly said, man, because here's the deal with Google Pixel, if you're unaware, when you take a night sight video or when you take a video boost, right, a boost mode, day or night, and a night sight video, you get to view the rough copy, but it takes 3 to 4 hours depending on how big your file is, how long your video is. It could take, I don't know, 6-7 hours if you have like a 30-minute video. But I think my videos were nothing but 2, 3, 4 minutes long. It took, I think, 4 or 5 hours. Of course, I went home and didn't even think about it, right? I woke up the next day and I was like, oh wow, my videos are ready. So it does take a few hours. What Google does is takes that video, whether it's night sight video or video boost, they send it to the cloud, process it in the cloud, and then send it down back to your device. It takes a few hours. It sucks. It is what it is. And I jokingly told myself, damn, it'd be badass. I cannot wait for the day where all this stuff just processes on your device. Like if I wanted to shoot the video there and basically come home, make the video and upload it within an hour or two, I could do that. Well, guess what? That day's right around the corner. So we got news today that very scenario is about to happen. So we have Pixel 10 news and Pixel 11 news that is going to really make Pixel users love their devices even more. I can't tell you how much I love these phones. They do everything, and they do everything very, very well. Now it looks like they're about to get a lot more useful, just with those scenarios. That's one scenario that I brought up there, but that's not it. No, that's not all. We have a lot more cool stuff coming up with these upcoming Pixels. So, and much needed too. And I don't say that in a bad way, but if you're Google and you're going up against Apple, right? If you're going up against Samsung, these are the big boys in the cell phone world. You have to have features that'll not only keep your Pixel users in with the Pixel, meaning you continue to buy a Pixel year in and year out, but you're also going to have to like garner some customers from other manufacturers. Like you're going to have an iPhone user say, you know what, that Pixel looks pretty cool. It is the very best camera smartphone. What is it? DMXO Mark? Probably saying it wrong. Voted it the best camera phone out right now. Well, at least in the US. I think Oppo's got the very best one, but you get the point. In the United States. Maybe an iPhone user says, let me try that. Or a Samsung user's tired of Samsung. Like, damn it. They're putting a 2-year-old OLED on this $1,200 phone. Let me get a Pixel this year. It's going to have the best OLED. You're going to have to bring some cool features to the table. And they're trending in the right direction. And when you see this news that we're about to discuss, the future is very, very, very bright for Google Pixel. And it has me ecstatic. Like, I'm very, very happy for Google and the Pixel brand. And I cannot wait till these things come out, man. I'm already jittery about it. And we just got the Pixel 9 series. So Google Pixel 10 and Pixel 11 are potentially getting some very exciting new camera features and AI tricks. So the Tensor chips will enable several impressive features, and I've already compiled a list for you. So wait till you hear this stuff. So, a new leak from inside Google's chip division, the division that is working with TSMC to manufacture this new Tensor chip. They've revealed new AI tricks and software-based camera features on device. May I add, software-based camera features for the new Pixel 10 and Pixel 11. Potential camera improvements include support for 4K 60 frames per second in HDR video, 100x zoom like you see in the Samsung S23 Ultra, an upgrade to the cinematic blur feature, and a new ultra low light video mode for capturing fantastic quality footage in a very, very dim lighting. Now, the upcoming Pixel devices may also include machine learning based always on features related to health monitoring and activity tracking. All of those features which I just listed are going to be on device processing. Now, it will use the cloud for backup, so to speak, but all of this, their new Tensor chip, is not going to be the most powerful CPU in the world. It's not going to beat the Snapdragon 8 Elite. I'll just break the news to you right now. It's not going to beat the 8 Elite. Probably not going to beat Apple's Bionic A19 Pro and the new iPhone 17 series that's coming out. But it will be more powerful than what they have right now. And that's all we can ask for. Just continue to grow, continue to get bigger, continue to get better. And you'll see all of this stuff that we've had to rely on cloud-based this, cloud-based that. Future is very bright because, as I keep on mentioning, everything's going to be processed on device now. And that's exactly what you get out of a more powerful CPU and GPU in your phone. So that's why this move to TSMC is crucial for Google and what they want to do. This is how building your own custom chip. Just wait, in the next 3 to 4 years. Now, I've told you the next 1 to 2 years here with the 10 and 11. You're going to hear of these cool improvements I'm about to describe in detail. But once we move on to year 3 and year 4, you're going to see just mind-blowing stuff. And this is where designing your own CPU comes into play. You have more free will, more availability to do what you want to do with your device than if you were stuck with an Exynos CPU, because you're bound to their you're bound to what their CPU can do, right? If you want to design one that has better machine learning, on-device machine learning, you can do it. If you want to add another core or two or add a secondary TPU, you can do it, right? You're the designer. And it just allows for better device features. So the thing that usually leaks last about Pixel devices is the software features. While every detail of the hardware typically leaks months in advance, we usually only learn about the software features right before launch. Well, that's not the case here now with this leak. So thanks to a massive leak from Google's CPU division, we've got some incredible documents and leaks that hint at a few cool features we can expect from the Pixel 10 and Pixel 11. Even more AI. That's what I have this labeled as. Even more AI. And I think this is AI that we're going to use. It's not frivolous AI that, some devices have a fair amount of AI. You may try it once or twice and never try it again. I think these AI features are going to be features that you're going to be using over and over and over. So the big thing Google phones currently focus on is AI, and it's no different in the case of these upcoming Pixel devices, right? Thanks to its improved TPU, the Google Tensor G5, expected to make its debut in the Pixel 10 series, will be getting video generative machine learning features. While that's pretty vague, right? Learning the intended use case explains what the feature will do a bit better, right? So post-capture, after you take the shot, post-capture generative AI-based intuitive video editing for the Photos app. Sounds cool. We can only guess what this means exactly, but if it sounds like Google will let users edit their videos more easily in real time by using AI that actually understands the video and helps predict what you might be trying to edit. The feature might also be available in the YouTube app, especially for YouTube Shorts. It's one thing I've been wanting for years. We need a good video editor app that's Google specific only, similar to a Samsung Gallery app where that's specific to Samsung devices and it has some basic editing features. But I want maybe not like a CapCut level of video editing, but we need something like Samsung Gallery app basic video editing features, but with more added on, right? And I think we're going to get that. So the Pixel 11, now that was the 10, so the Pixel 11 may also offer a 100x zoom. Google is also exploring several AI features for photo editing, include Speak to Tweak, which seemingly is going to be a LLM based editing tool, and Sketch to Image, which is a self-explanatory and resembles the same features that Samsung Galaxy devices have. Additionally, there is prior evidence indicating that Google is developing a Sketch to Image feature for Gemini. Google is also working on Magic Mirror feature, but unfortunately no extra context could be gathered from the leaked documents. Now, additionally, the Tensor G5 CPU in the Pixel 10 should also be capable of running stable diffusion-based models locally on device, which could be used for the upcoming Pixel Studio app instead of the current server-based solution in the cloud, right? Do away with the cloud. I want on-device. Google focuses heavily on the cameras of its phones, so it's not surprising many new features are related to this leak. So firstly, the Tensor G5 and the upcoming Pixel 10 finally will support 4K 60 in HDR video, whereas previous models only allowed 4K 30 frames per second in HDR video. Now, Pixel 11 I mentioned that 100x zoom capability. So they're gonna put a little twist on it, right? So the 100x zoom capability is going to be via machine learning for both photos and videos. However, we anticipate that the algorithms used for each will differ, so don't expect identical quality, right? If you zoom in 100x on a video compared to 100x on a still photo. Additionally, the documents that were just leaked reference a next-gen telephoto camera. Now, this next-gen telephoto camera designed to enhance this feature, the 100x zoom, suggesting that significant hardware upgrades could be on the way as well, meaning new camera sensors, right? The most exciting feature to potentially come to the upcoming Pixel series 10 and or 11 is the ultra low light video mode. Cinematic blur is also getting upgraded on the Pixel 11 too, with support for 4K 30 frames per second and a new video relight feature. Seems to change lighting conditions in both still photos and videos, right? So both of these new features are also made possible by Cinematic Rendering Engine. In this new Tensor chip, the image signal processor handles all that. The inclusion of the new hardware block also reduces power draw. Check this out. In video recording of up to almost 40%, which is huge. That's one area it never gets talked about. Filming 4K drains your battery pretty freaking quick. And if they can reduce that by 40%, that's a game changer right there, especially for events where you're going to be having your phone out for a lot of the time. It's a game changer. Now, last and not least, and perhaps the most exciting feature potentially coming to the Pixel 11 is the ultra low light video, also referred to as night sight video. Go check my video out I uploaded on Sunday. A feature of this name already exists, but it relies on processing in the cloud, as we just talked about. Whereas this new feature is going to be 100% on device processing. Google specifically mentions 5 to 10 lux are the intended lighting conditions for this feature. This is considered very, very low light, similar to the illumination provided by a dimly lit room or light from the moon in a very, very cloudy sky. For example, it's comparable to the brightness of a candle placed about 1 meter away. So that's not that much. So, I mean, you can still get a decent photo. And I can only imagine what it's going to look like on a Pixel 10 or Pixel 11 with this new CPU. This new feature will also rely on new camera hardware to achieve the intended results. So it looks like not only is the Pixel 10 and Pixel 11 getting custom Google architecture, CPU chipsets, it looks like we're getting brand new AI features and new sensors. So whether it's a telephoto lens or whether it's a brand new ultra wide, I don't know. Like, they could be totally redoing all 3 sensors on the back, including the one on the front to make it 4. I have no idea, but whatever they're working on, I can guarantee it's going to be badass. They always get the benefit of the doubt from me when it comes to photos and videos, stuff like that. So we are going to keep a very, very close eye on this. Y'all know we are home. We are the unofficial home of the Google Pixel. We are hashtag Team Pixel. So if you have a Pixel or you never had one, but you're starting to think you might want to try one, stick around, subscribe to the channel so you get notified of all new videos that we upload or when we go live. But it's time for me to get out of here. I do appreciate the time. We nailed the 2 biggest stories of the day, Apple and Google. Big news, Apple AI for iPhone is now available, and it looks like AI is about to get a lot better. It's already pretty cool, but it's about to, Google's just on the cusp of taking this AI thing to the moon with this Pixel. telling y'all, their new custom chip is going to take this Pixel to the moon. Thank you as always. I really appreciate it. Y'all know I do. Please be safe. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.